According to multiple sources, Penn State wing Zach Hicks is about to get his first taste of NBA stakes in a green jersey as part of the Boston Celtics Summer League squad in Las Vegas next week. At first glance, this might sound like just another undrafted senior hoping to chase a dream. But look deeper, and Hicks's arrival could be a preview of a bigger, bolder Celtics reshaping still to come. A 22-year-old who went unselected in last month's NBA draft averaged a respectable 11.6 points, 4.9 rebounds, and over 41% from deep across 31 games for Penn State. These numbers, while decent, don't fully explain why Boston might be interested or what might be truly at stake. With the franchise having torn down parts of its roster in shocking fashion, shipping out Kristaps Porzingis and Drew Holiday to shave down salary, the Celtics have essentially left themselves no choice but to hunt for budget-friendly plug-in wings who can offer reliable spacing on a shoestring. That's where Hicks could quietly become a wild card. He isn't just a volume shooter. He's a confident shot maker with NBA range consistency and, critically, no fear of pulling the trigger. In big moments, on a Celtics team whose entire identity has revolved around three-point volume, the threat of losing someone like Sam Hauser or Georges Niang in future cap-driven deals makes a player like Hicks more valuable than he seems. Office is forced to dump even more salary, and all signals say they might. There is every chance that Hicks, after a proving ground stint with the Maine Celtics in the G League, could fight his way to a standard roster spot. It's not a crazy long shot. His high free throw efficiency, 80%, and the quick, repeatable mechanics on his jumper check precisely the boxes that modern NBA coaches crave. There are, of course, significant hurdles. Hicks is listed at 6'4", with a solid but unspectacular defensive resume, and scouts have flagged his shoot-first mentality as something that could limit his role among pro-level wings. At the NBA level, surviving as a one-dimensional scorer is a narrow needle to thread, and he will have to show he can switch onto larger forwards and hold his ground physically still. Given Boston's brutal cap crunch and a bench that could be dramatically reshaped at any moment, Hicks has a golden opportunity few undrafted seniors get to showcase the one skill that the Celtics simply cannot live without: perimeter shooting. He'll likely open Summer League behind returning prospects like Baylor Shireman and Jordan Walsh, plus new rookie Hugo Gonzalez. But if there is a window to steal, a two-way deal, or even a call-up later in the year, this is it. In a Celtics summer of cost-cutting, improvising, and possibly tearing down again, do not be shocked if the quiet buzz around Hugo Gonzalez is about to hit a full-blown fever pitch, and the Boston Celtics might be walking straight into a powder keg in Las Vegas. Boston's first-round gamble on the 19-year-old Real Madrid wing came out of nowhere on draft night, leaving even die-hard fans searching for his highlight reels. Since then, though, Gonzales has sparked a wildfire of curiosity with a skill set that feels tailor-made for a franchise that's desperate to stay ruthless after a championship window. But here's the twist. The Celtics brass isn't even sure yet if they'll let him suit up for the NBA Summer League. Brad Stevens, in his signature deadpan delivery, practically threw a smoke bomb at reporters last week, saying Gonzalez's summer run was still to be determined. And that raises bigger questions. Why hesitate? Why hold back a 6'6" wing? With defensive venom and a chip on his shoulder, after years of being buried behind Exxon Bivets in Madrid, because the Celtics know that once Gonzalez steps onto the Las Vegas floor, there's no stuffing the genie back in the bottle. If he goes off, and there's reason to believe he might, the conversation around Boston's rotation could get messy in a hurry. Forget the fans, think about the front office. They're juggling the egos of established stars, veteran minutes, and a brand new first-rounder who may not want to sit politely in the corner all year. If Gonzalez shines too brightly, the Celtics may be forced to rethink their pecking order sooner than they'd like. And don't buy the polite talk about Summer League being just for fun. For a kid who averaged barely 11 minutes a night in Spain, but still turned heads with a relentless motor and defensive instincts beyond his years, this is the first true proving ground. The stakes are real. Stevens all but admitted it. After a draft night that could have passed for a thriller movie script, Shulga finally let out a breath of relief as he unpacked the whirlwind that brought him to the Boston Celtics. The Celtics made headlines with their 2 second-round picks, this year grabbing Kentucky's towering big man Amari Williams at no 46, then gambling at pick no 57 on Shulga, a cold-blooded sniper from VCU who once set Atlantic 10 gyms on fire with his fearless shot-making. Barely days after the ink dried, Shulga was already suiting up in Celtics green, teaming up with Williams and first-round pick Hugo Gonzalez to help launch a youth basketball clinic at a freshly rebuilt YMCA court in Greater Boston, a place far removed from the chaos and nerves of his draft night. For Shulga, a Kid U native whose journey from war-shadowed Ukraine to the NBA is already a miracle in itself. The moment he heard his name was an emotional overload. It was just a blur, he admitted. Everything was flashing by. My agent was on and off the phone nonstop. I could barely process any of it. Then hearing it was Boston. That was beyond words. It felt like an out-of-body experience. Shulga is still trying to plant his feet on the hardwood of his new home, though the dream keeps pinching him awake. Being drafted by a franchise that does not treat second-rounders or overlook talents as afterthoughts brings him a peace of mind few rookies ever taste. Honestly, it still feels unreal, he confessed. It'll take weeks for my head to catch up. Walking into that youth clinic, I felt almost like I was back in the gym for a random workout, just another day. But it's not. This is one shot in a lifetime, and I'm going to pour everything into it. There is a quiet, ruthless machine inside Boston's player development system. Shulga knows it, and he trusts it. Nehemiah's Queta went from being an afterthought to a trusted big man contributor. J.D. Davison jumped from a two-way flyer to a G League MVP, and Luke Cornett, once a journeyman on the fringes, just landed a $41 million contract with San Antonio. After building up in Boston, no smoke, no mirrors, only a conveyor belt of opportunity if you prove your worth. That's the comfort for Shulga. It isn't some sentimental Celtic pride fairy tale. It's hard-nosed reality. Boston carves diamonds from second-round rough, better than almost any organization in the NBA. And Shulga intends to make himself the next glittering example. They have one of the best, if not the best, systems in this league, he told Hardwood Houdini. They believe in second-round picks. They believe in undrafted guys. That makes it easier to trust that if I give everything I have, things will fall into place. For a kid who grew up dodging bombs in Ukraine, Boston's willingness to bet on overlooked fighters like him is. The Boston Celtics are about to ignite a powder keg in a move that could fracture the NBA landscape. Boston has made it known there among the teams chasing Damian Lillard, freshly cut loose after the Milwaukee Bucks jettisoned him to clear cap room for Miles Turner. And yes, that's the same Damian Lillard who tore his Achilles in the first round against the Pacers, casting a giant question mark over his immediate future. But for the Celtics, the calculus is different. They're playing a longer, more ruthless game. They see Lillard as a delayed impact nuke to pair with Jason Tatum once both are fully healthy. Boston's front office, according to The Athletic, wants to lock down Lillard, now refusing to let him spend a gap year contemplating his options and perhaps letting another contender steal him away next summer. That's a chilling strategy. Boston is essentially betting that Lillard, even post-Achilles rupture, will rise again as the same transcendent scorer who averaged nearly 25 points and 7 assists last season. It's an audacious gamble, but the upside is staggering. If it works, a Tatum-Lillard pairing could vaporize defenses league-wide by 2026. Make no mistake, signing Lillard would set off a chain reaction inside the Celtics locker room. Peyton Pritchard, for instance, was set to seize the starting point guard role after Jrue Holiday's exit. That plan would be incinerated overnight if Dame arrived in Boston. Even if he doesn't suit up until the second year of a short-term deal, Pritchard would be forced to retreat to the bench, and the Celtics would be unapologetic about it. Other teams are circling too, of course, but Boston is determined to get ahead of the pack, even if it means paying for a year of rehab. This is not about sentimentality. It's about weaponizing an Olenba assassin the moment he is reborn. If Lillard chooses Boston, the message would echo through the entire league. No injury, no setback, and no rival will stop the Celtics from loading up for the next dynasty run.